If bailiffs visit your home, it can feel worrying. Many people imagine immediate removal of belongings or doors being kicked down. But in reality, the process is far more structured and controlled than most expect. In this video, we'll walk through exactly what happens when enforcement agents visit your home in the UK, why they are sent, the strict limits on what they can legally do, and most importantly the rights you have to protect your home. Bailiffs, officially known as enforcement agents, are usually involved only after a debt has gone through several earlier stages. Before a visit occurs, there will have been letters, reminders, and formal notices sent to the address connected to the debt. Common debts include council tax arrears, unpaid court fines, certain parking penalties, PCNs, and child maintenance. In most cases, the organization must first obtain legal authority such as a liability order or a warrant of control before enforcement agents can be instructed. Before visiting, enforcement agents must send a formal notice of enforcement. This letter must give you at least 7 clear days' notice, excluding Sundays and bank holidays. This notice adds a regulated £75 compliance fee to your debt. This is the best time to act. Arranging a payment plan at this stage prevents the bailiff from ever knocking on your door and saves you from the much higher enforcement stage fees. If a visit takes place, agents will usually knock on the door and identify themselves. They must carry their enforcement agent certificate and ID. Most visits occur between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. If they visit, a further £235 enforcement fee is added to your debt. However, a visit does not automatically mean belongings will be taken. Most situations are resolved by discussing repayment options right there at the door. One of the most important legal protections is the rule on entry. For most common household debts such as council tax, parking tickets, and CCJs, enforcement agents cannot force their way into your home. They can only enter via peaceful means, such as an unlocked door or being invited in. They cannot climb through windows. The only rare exceptions where a locksmith can be used reasonable force are collecting unpaid magistrates' court criminal fines, collecting HMRC tax debts if they have a specific warrant from the court, re-entering a property where you have previously signed a controlled goods agreement and then broken the payment terms. If an agent enters your home, they may create a controlled goods agreement. This is a legal list of items they have taken control of. Crucially, these items stay in your home and you can keep using them, provided you keep up with the agreed payment plan. If you fail to pay, they can then return to remove those specific items. Agents can request payment in full, negotiate a payment plan, or take control of non-essential goods to be sold at auction. They are also legally allowed to take control of a vehicle parked on your driveway or a public road, provided it belongs to you and isn't displaying a blue badge. There are strict limits on what can be seized to ensure you maintain a basic standard of living. Bailiffs cannot take essential items, clothing, bedding, a fridge, a cooker, a washing machine, or a dining table and chairs for the household, tools of the trade, computers, vehicles, or tools needed for your job or study, up to a value of £1,350. Anything over this value can be taken. Other people's property, goods belonging to a partner, child, or landlord, though you may need to provide proof, like a receipt, pets and guide dogs. In 2026, there are heightened protections for vulnerable people. If you are disabled, seriously ill, elderly, or have a mental health condition, the enforcement process should be paused to give you time to seek debt advice. Additionally, bailiffs must not enter if the only people at home are children under 16 or vulnerable adults. Even if a bailiff is at your door, you still have options. You do not have to let them in. You can speak to them through the door or over the phone to offer a payment arrangement. Many enforcement companies prefer a steady payment plan over the logistical nightmare of removing and selling furniture. While a visit is stressful, the process is heavily regulated. You have the right to be treated fairly and with respect, knowing that they cannot force entry for most debts and that essential items are protected can help you stay calm and make the right decisions. Early communication and seeking advice from organizations like Citizens Advice or Step Change is always the best way to regain control. Bailiff visits are a serious stage of debt recovery, but they are governed by law to protect you. By understanding your rights, you can navigate the situation and find a path back to financial stability. Situations involving debt or enforcement can feel overwhelming. but understanding how the process actually works often makes things far less stressful. In many cases, early communication and realistic payment arrangements can prevent matters from escalating further. If you found this explanation helpful, consider subscribing for more clear step-by-step guides on how everyday systems really work. And check the next video for another process explained in simple terms.